Angie Dickinson, born Angeline Brown on September 30th, 1931, in Coleman, North Dakota, grew up in a modest household as the second of three sisters. Her early life was shaped by strong family values and a deep sense of independence, qualities that would define her as an adult. The Dickinson family relocated to Burbank, California, when Angie was still a child, and it was here that she attended Bellarmine Jefferson High School before moving on to Immaculate Heart College. Although her original aspiration was to become a writer or editor, fate led her into the world of show business after she entered a local beauty pageant. Her stunning looks and natural charisma quickly garnered attention, leading to early roles in Hollywood. In the 1950s, television was booming, and Angie seized the opportunity, starting with small guest appearances on shows like Death Valley Days and The Life and Legend of Wyatt Earp. Breakthrough role in Rio Bravo, 1959. In 1959, Angie Dickinson's career took a significant leap when she landed a role in the iconic Western Rio Bravo, directed by Howard Hawks. Starring alongside John Wayne, Dean Martin, and Ricky Nelson, Angie played the character of Feathers, a confident, flirtatious woman who easily commanded attention on screen. Her performance was notable not just for her striking beauty, but for the way she portrayed a strong, independent character with elegance and grace. The role quickly earned her widespread acclaim and established her as one of Hollywood's rising stars. Angie's ability to balance charm with toughness made her a versatile actress, and her performance in Rio Bravo would go on to become one of the key moments in her long and successful career. This role marked the beginning of Angie's rise to fame and a series of celebrated film and television appearances. Hollywood's success and versatility in the 1960s and 1970s. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, Angie Dickinson became a household name, securing roles in some of Hollywood's most notable films. She appeared in Ocean's 11, 1960, starring alongside Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack, and worked with Lee Marvin in the action-packed Point Blank, 1967. In 1969, she starred with Burt Reynolds in Sam Whiskey, showcasing her ability to work across genres from comedy to drama. Angie's roles were diverse, but she was often drawn to characters that reflected strength and independence, portraying women who could stand their ground in the male-dominated worlds of film and television. She rejected the conventional glamorous roles that were often offered to actresses of her time, seeking instead parts that highlighted her ability to embody complex, multifaceted women, and this desire to break boundaries led to one of her most memorable roles. Groundbreaking role in Policewoman, 1974 to 1978. One of Angie Dickinson's most groundbreaking achievements came with the television series Policewoman, which aired from 1974 to 1978. As Sergeant Pepper Anderson, she became one of the first female leads in a major network police drama. Her portrayal of a capable, brave, and compassionate undercover cop earned her widespread praise, a Golden Globe Award, and 3 Emmy nominations. At a time when women in law enforcement roles were rarely seen on television, Angie's performance broke new ground, making her an icon for female empowerment in the entertainment industry. Through Policewoman, Angie became an inspiration to countless women, demonstrating that women could excel in complex, authoritative roles, and that their contributions in fields traditionally dominated by men were both valid and necessary. Adapting to new roles. Daring performances in the 1980s. In the 1980s, Angie Dickinson continued to push the boundaries of her acting, taking on daring roles that challenged her both as an artist and as a person. One of her most talked about performances came in Dressed to Kill, 1980, a psychological thriller directed by Brian De Palma. The film's provocative content and bold character choices allowed Angie to showcase a new level of depth, playing a woman caught in a complex web of intrigue and danger. The film not only demonstrated Angie's continued relevance, but also proved her ability to adapt to the evolving demands of the film industry. Even as she entered her later years in the industry, Angie remained fearless in her willingness to explore modern, multi-layered characters, demonstrating her ongoing commitment to her craft. Personal tragedy and resilience, the loss of her daughter. Nikki Angie Dickinson's personal life, while marked by success, was also filled with deep challenges. Her first marriage to Gene Dickinson, a college football player, ended in separation in 1956, and the couple officially divorced in 1960. During her second marriage to music legend Burt Bacharach, the couple welcomed their daughter, Nikki Bacharach, on July 12, 1966. Born prematurely, Nikki faced a range of health problems from birth, and as she grew older, she was diagnosed with autism. At a time when autism was poorly understood and often stigmatized, Angie dedicated much of her time to caring for Nikki, often turning down acting opportunities to be more present for her daughter. Despite the challenges, Angie and Bert's love for Nikki remained steadfast, though their marriage ultimately ended in 1981. Tragically, Nikki passed away in 2007 at the age of 40. Angie spoke of her daughter's struggles with profound sorrow, describing her as a beautiful, brilliant, loving soul who found the world difficult to navigate. Life after divorce. Angie's continued career. Following her divorce from Bacharach, Angie Dickinson remained a respected figure in Hollywood. Though her marriage had ended, her professional life continued to thrive. She continued to take on challenging roles in both television movies and feature films. In 1993, she appeared in the film Even Cowgirls Get the Blues, a quirky comedy that showcased her versatility and continued relevance. She also starred in Pay It Forward, 2000, bringing depth and experience to her portrayal of a wise and compassionate woman. Angie's ability to reinvent herself and remain a force in Hollywood for so many decades speaks to her resilience and the enduring nature of her talent. Her career, which spanned over 50 years, has left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry, particularly in the way women are represented in film and television. Angie's marriage to Burt Bacharach. Love, loss, and legacy. Angie Dickinson and Burt Bacharach's marriage was one of Hollywood's most glamorous and artistically intriguing unions. As one of the most celebrated composers of the 20th century, Bacharach was already a household name when he married Angie in 1965. The couple was admired not only for their talents, but for their mutual respect and elegance. Despite the glamour, their marriage was complex, and the strain of their busy careers ultimately led to their separation in the late 1970s. While they maintained a deep emotional bond, the pressures of their respective careers, combined with the challenges of raising a child with special needs, took their toll. After their divorce in 1981, Angie and Burt continued to share a fondness for one another, and their shared memories remained a significant part of their lives. Bacharach, who passed away in 2023, left behind a musical legacy that has inspired generations, while Angie's resilience and grace in the face of personal tragedy continue to define her as a beloved figure in Hollywood. Angie Dickinson opens up about James Arness. At the age of 93, Angie Dickinson has opened up about her long-guarded memories of the late James Arness, the towering star of Gunsmoke. Known for his stoic, tough guy persona as Marshal Matt Dillon, Arness was one of Hollywood's most iconic figures. Angie recalls their first meeting in the late 1950s at a dinner party, where she was struck by his presence. "He was the tallest man I'd ever seen," she recalls fondly. But beneath his rugged exterior, he was kind, thoughtful, and incredibly shy. Despite their busy careers, the two actors developed a close friendship, built on mutual respect and shared values. They often found time to talk between shoots, and Angie recalls how James, though a man of few words, had a deep sense of integrity and wisdom. A friendship built on trust and respect. Angie Dickinson fondly remembers her friendship with James Arness as one based on trust and respect. They were both rising stars in Hollywood, constantly busy with their respective projects. But when they had the chance, they would spend time together. Unlike many in the industry, Arness was not interested in the spotlight. He preferred nature, solitude, and simple activities like fishing. "I found that incredibly grounding," Angie says of their time together. Their bond was never about Hollywood gossip or romance, but about shared experiences and a genuine connection that transcended the surface-level relationships so common in the industry. Despite the rumors that occasionally surfaced about their relationship, Angie emphasizes that their connection was private and personal, built on trust and mutual admiration, reflecting on James Arness's legacy. When James Arness passed away in 2011, Angie was deeply affected, despite the years that had passed since their last meeting. "When he died, it hit me harder than I expected," she confides. "He was a constant in my early Hollywood days, a reminder of what decency looked like in an industry that didn't always value it." Angie's reflection on Arness is filled with affection and respect for a man who was not only a beloved actor, but also a person of deep integrity. "He was loyal, steady, and never pretended to be anything he wasn't," she says, recalling his humility and strength. For Angie, James Arness was one of those rare people who had a lasting impact, someone whose kindness and loyalty stayed with her long after their paths had diverged. The quiet dignity of a lifelong friendship. As she looks back on her life at 93, Angie Dickinson is filled with gratitude for the meaningful connections she's had along the way. Reflecting on her friendship with James Arness, she says, "Some people touch your life in ways that stay with you forever, even if you can't explain it. Their friendship, rooted in mutual respect, quiet strength, and a shared understanding, is one of those relationships that transcended the glitz and glamour of Hollywood." For Angie, Arness's legacy is not just in his iconic role on Gunsmoke, but in the personal qualities he embodied: a quiet dignity, a deep sense of loyalty, and an enduring kindness that she feels lucky to have experienced.